In some of our Homeland Security acquisitions, we might receive 30 or 50 or even over 100 offers. That could mean many offers incurring significant bid and proposal expenses. And it also could mean that we have to do a detailed and complete evaluation of all of those offers. And our trade-off has to cover every single offer. But there is a technique that can help make this more manageable and more efficient for both us and for the contractors. This is technique 4, down selects. Think about it. Instead of making all prospective contractors, let's say 30, prepare complete technical and price proposals, and then the government doing a complete evaluation of all 30 and a trade-off among all 30, how about inviting all interested firms to submit a part of their proposal, such as experience or concept for technical approach, evaluating those submissions from all 30 offers, and then down selecting to 4 of them. And only those 4 have to provide the remainder of the proposal, such as the complete technical approach, management approach, and so forth, along with the complete price proposal. Then we can do a detailed evaluation on the 4 instead of the 30, maybe even with an oral presentation or product demonstration, and a trade-off among those 4 instead of the 30. We have seen this technique save time and helps us select the best contractors for our work.
This is a very powerful technique. And just to make sure, please understand that we're talking about a down select, not forming a competitive range. We form a competitive range after we have evaluated offers and in preparation for discussions. But here, we're talking about a down select to phase the offeror's proposal submission and the government's evaluation. We evaluate all offers on a few evaluation factors in the first phase, and only the successful offers from that first phase have to submit the remainder of their proposal for our evaluation. We tell the unsuccessful offerors that there is little to no likelihood of their proposals being selected for award.
And by making the final pool of offers smaller, we are able to dig more deeply in our evaluations, to do our due diligence to make sure we are selecting the best contractors for our work. The key to a down select is deciding which evaluation factor, one or just a few, to use in the first phase. Generally, we recommend that the first phase evaluation factors should be relatively light so that prospective offers can submit quickly and so that we can decide quickly. We have found that prior experience is an excellent first phase evaluation factor. Is the offer already in the business? Has it already mastered the learning curve? Does it already have the right people, facilities, and so forth? Some acquisitions use only prior experience as the only factor in phase 1. Other acquisitions might add another factor, such as general concepts or an approach. As always, the evaluation factors have to be crafted to fit the acquisition.
This is what a timeline might look like. If we have released a draft solicitation, and if the first phase factors are relatively light, maybe we can ask for the first phase proposal to be submitted 10 days after solicitation release. Then maybe it takes us 10 days to evaluate them and send notices to offerors. We might ask for the proposal for the next phase factors to be submitted in 3 weeks or 30 days, some reasonable period of time. Or we might schedule oral presentations with this smaller set of offerors. Remember technique 1, oral presentations? Maybe we don't need a written technical proposal, but the technical proposal can be delivered by oral presentation.
Good point, John. Many of these techniques can be used with other techniques for very powerful results. In our practice, we describe 2 types of down selects, firm and advisory. Let's talk firm first.
Okay, firm down selects. In a firm down select, the government selects the offerors who will proceed to the next phase in a firm manner, like an umpire at a baseball game. You're out. There's a time and place for this technique. It doesn't fit every acquisition, so you need to think carefully before using a firm down select. In a firm down select, we are excluding the unsuccessful offeror from the remainder of the competition, and the general rule is that an offeror has protest rights when the government excludes it from the competition. So you have to decide if you can bear the protest risk. If you can, or if protests are not allowed, such as fair opportunity considerations under multiple award contracts under $10 million for civilian agencies or $25 million for defense, then a firm down select is the way to go.
Now the other approach is the advisory down select. In an advisory down select, the government selects the offerors who will or will not proceed to the next phase in an advisory manner. In the advisory down selects, the first phase evaluation factors are the most important, so that offerors understand that they have little to no chance of receiving an award if they are not among the most highly rated out of the first phase. For these offers that we don't recommend proceeding to the next phase, we tell them that based on the first phase evaluation factors, their proposals have little to no chance of being selected for award, and we advise them not to participate in the next phase. But we leave it up to them. Almost always, offerors will accept our advice and walk away. Only in one instance out of a few hundred notices where we told an offeror that has little to no chance of being selected for award, has an offeror decided to participate in the next phase. What happened there, John?
That team only allowed 3 days in between phase 1 and phase 2. So the offeror already had its phase 2 proposal completed. It is customary and reasonable to allow 2, 3, or 4 weeks to prepare the complete technical and price proposals. You do need to build that time into your milestones, but you will find that this ends up saving time downstream.
Remember, we're only advising that they have little to no chance of being selected for award and recommending they not participate in the next phase. We're not excluding them from competition. And since we're not excluding them, there is no protest right and there is no debriefing right.
If you're thinking about doing a down select in your next acquisition, we generally recommend doing the advisory down select as Trevor described. It is advisory and may cause less concern in your review chains than a firm down select will.
Your market research should give you an idea of how many offers you will receive. If you know you are going to get a lot of offers, think about a down select to minimize the bid and proposal costs on industry and to allow us more deeply, more carefully evaluating the complete proposals from fewer offers. After all, how many offers do we need to have in the running at the very end to select the best value? For one award? Maybe 2 or 3 or 4 in the final running is best. Or if you intend to make 5 awards, maybe it's 8 or 10. You decide for your acquisition. You might include text in your solicitation that the government intends to invite up to 4 offers into the next phase.
We have talked about a down select between 2 phases, but you could also do a 3-phase acquisitions. We've done both 2 and 3-phase acquisitions in DHS.
And we've seen down selects where oral presentations were done in the first phase and where they were done in a subsequent phase. You have to decide what fits your acquisition. For example, if you anticipate 30 offers, it might be best to do oral presentations in the second phase after you have culled through the crowd down to 4 offers. Or if you anticipate only 8 offers, you might do oral presentations in the first phase to help you make a down select to 4.
The key is that you have to decide for yourself and your acquisition, firm or advisory, your call, 2 phases or 3, your call, which factors in which phase, your call, oral presentations or paper, your call.
We have talked about this down select approach with industry. It seems that unanimously, industry supports this technique. No one likes to lose, but if a company is going to lose, it prefers to get the information sooner rather than later. Down selects can be a win-win, better for industry and better for us.